we've got 3 different parts to this Alteryx Weekly Challenge. You've got a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I will confess to you, I had to have a sneaky peek for the intermediate because I just didn't really understand what they wanted you to do. I was kind of nearly there, but my numbers were slightly off, so oh well. Let me show you now how we do it though. So the beginning one, we just wanted to find the middle point of each of the 4 countries of the United Kingdom. So that basically, I use the spatial info tool. I love the spatial info tool. It's so simple to just get things that you want out of it. Did the centroid as a spatial object, and then you can just see that we just get a little point in the middle of each of our countries there. Do, do, do. I live down here, by the way. So the next point, oh gosh, the next point we're trying to do is now we're trying to find the population weighted centroids for England and Wales. That was, I think, what threw me. I didn't really know what that meant. So, okay, we joined together our LSOA population and our population files. LSOA is just like one of those, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like different areas. So like, like states and counties, that sort of thing. And LSOA is just like further down than that. So we joined those together. And another piece of information that I think would have been nice to know is that the leftmost character of the LSOA code is relating to which country it's from. So England, Wales, da da da. I didn't know that. So that's why my first approach had a lot of spatial matches with our initial data set. Anyway, so we do that, and then we get ourselves, we change all of these centroids to X and Y coordinates so that we can perform a weighted average with them. So first of all, for the this is a weighted average tool, so in our transform tool palette, weighted average. For our centroid X fields, we're using our all ages population to weight that, and then we're doing it for each country. And similarly, we're doing a similar with the centroid Y, so then we just join those back together, so we have both, create those points again, join them back to our countries data here, so for England and Wales, and then we can work out the distance between the centroid, so the midpoint of the country, and this population weighted midpoint, which is a bizarre thing to work out. But that's what we've done for this challenge. So we just put that information into a quick table. So the table, if I put a browse tool on quickly to show you the table, I'm trying to drag out the wrong thing there. There we go, hit run. Then that's just giving us our country, our distance in miles, and the direction. So we do that, and here that's just what that looks like. The only thing that we changed really in our table tool was just to make sure on each of our fields we set the alignment horizontal to be center. Okay, so and then for our third one, we just split all of our for our map. We want to split all of our spatial objects into different select tools, so spatial object centroid and right centroid. So if we go to our layers here, then first of all I added in a polygons layer for connection number 1 because that has our country borders in it. Went into the style so we can add on this purple border that you see as was in the output. Then for the country centroid, that was in the third input into the report map. So didn't have to change that too much because that defaults to being a blue diamond. And then for the number 2 one, so again, I'd just be like points layer 2 or 3. Then I brought in my population weighted centroid and changed that to be green. So in each of these as well, you may notice how usually it says like, by default it says like #1, #2, #3. The layer name you can change here, and that will also make it update in the legend. Took me a while to remember how to do that, but that's how you do that. So then when we look at our output from the map, then we see that we've got all of our information over here. Okay, so then we just union those two together and use a layout tool to say all records combined in a vertical way. That just gets us both of them sort of joined together, linked together, whatever you want to call it. We use a footer tool just to add on that information about the ONS, and a render tool just to generate the temporary report. So if I just show that there, then we've got our table, our map, and our footer there. Lovely. Just make sure you have your footer here ticked in the render tool, pointing to the footer, and show the header and footer on first page needs to be ticked too. Okay, so that's the intermediate bit done. I'll break it up there and I'll do the advanced in the last section.